Hello guys, what's going on? Today I want to show you some Marked for Death gameplay in the background, and actually I'm going to talk about Titanfall as well because just yesterday Respawn Entertainment made an announcement that made me really happy. They announced that they're going to, with the next update, introduce a no Titan mod. They're going to call it Pilot Skirmish mode. It's also going to contain no AI players, and it's going to be 8 versus 8 on the existing maps. Now that's something that I really wished for a long time, and that I kind of mentioned already in previous videos, that I really hoped to get that, and now they're actually bringing it to the game. Now the normal Titanfall matches are 6 versus 6, so with 8 versus 8 you kind of get 4 new players, which should fill up the map quite nicely. So there are a few questions that kind of arise from this announcement. I guess the main one is that most people also commented underneath is, will it then not be too much like Call of Duty? And I personally think no, because Titanfall is so different from Call of Duty. When Titanfall came out, Call of Duty Ghosts was the latest one, and if you compare Titanfall with Call of Duty Ghosts, it's so significantly different. There's literally nothing that can be compared between the two except the mechanics. Like, I'd say the gameplay mechanics are similar but still not the same. Titanfall is much faster, it's much more arcadey, I would say. It feels much more vertical with all the wall running and all the jetpack jumping. They just added a third dimension to the maps, which is something that Call of Duty did not have at that point. And if anything, I would say that Call of Duty gets more like Titanfall. You can see it with Call of Duty Advanced Warfare at the moment. That has strong elements, not only the jumping, but also how the guns look, how apparently the guns feel, that remind very strongly of Titanfall. So I think to say Titanfall just becomes like Call of Duty is wrong. I think they kind of bounce off each other, and one is inspired by the other. And if the gameplay works and is fun, then I really don't care. And generally I think that a Pilot Skirmish mode without Titans is just gonna mix up the gameplay a bit. It's gonna make it more diverse and more interesting. And I'm definitely gonna be very happy to play that in between the Titan matches. Another question that arises is, will this bring more players to Titanfall? I mean, obviously everyone can see that the lobbies are not that busy anymore in Titanfall. Just yesterday night I tried to play and I again had a hard time finding a lobby that worked for me. There are just not that many players to go around. So I can see that Respawn Entertainment is trying to do a bit of fan service here to bring more players to the game. But will this make actually a big change to the numbers of players in Titanfall? I personally don't think so. Simply because people have made up their mind about Titanfall. They either played it by now or they played the demo when it first came out. And I just don't think that this mod will actually bring loads of players to the game. It might bring a few, you know, because especially for the Call of Duty audience, this makes it more attractive, and it might kind of bring a few thousand players just around the world. But I don't think it will be the big swing of millions of players that kind of bring back the business that Titanfall had in the very beginning. So one more question that I'm thinking about is actually, will this require new maps? I mean, obviously the maps in Titanfall are kind of, in terms of the size, in between Battlefield and Call of Duty, I would say. They are rather huge, but they do have a lot of interior spaces that are then quite tight again. So I think the existing maps just work perfectly fine for a no Titan mod, but it would be great if they would do something similar to Battlefield, where they introduce a DLC pack that introduces maybe 5 new maps, and these maps are just kind of rotating within the Pilot Skirmish mode. So you have 5, maybe 6 maps that are really tight and more built towards close quarter combat. And if you choose the Pilot Skirmish mode, you then can choose if you only want to play these tight maps or they are just added to the rotation or something. But generally I think you don't need new maps to play a Pilot Skirmish mode. These existing maps work perfectly fine, and even they don't bring out a close quarter DLC. I'm perfectly happy with that. So overall, guys, I'm very happy with this announcement. I think it's great that Respawn just does this fan service. I mean, again, on one side they're kind of forced to it because they are losing players, I think. On the other hand, it just shows how confident they are in their decision making, because the Titans are sitting really in the center of their brand. It's even in the name, right? Titanfall is the name of the game. So I thought in the past they're never gonna take out the Titans simply because they think it would damage their brand, but now they did, and it really shows that their thinking is similar to mine, which is basically, if people want to play 8 versus 8 on a map and just fight against each other without Titans, why not? Why not do that? What's the problem with it? I mean, yes, you know, from a brand strategic point of view, it's not great for the brand, but whatever. people don't care about that. People just want to have fun and they want to have an as diverse gameplay as possible. So I think it's the absolutely right decision that Respawn Entertainment made, and it's something that majorly annoyed me about the Call of Duty games in the past, that they just seem to be full of fear of making any changes and introducing anything new to the game. So I think it's the right choice, it's the right step forward, and I'm really looking forward to play the Pilot Skirmish mode. Anyway guys, that's it for me today. I hope you enjoyed the video. You can leave me a like if you did. You can subscribe to my channel, that would be appreciated. Otherwise, I thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.